In this week's edition of Cancel Contagion, there are growing concerns of what Americans can and cannot do when it comes to getting vaccinated.
Keith Ablow joins us now to discuss, founder of the Ablow Center. He's also on for our weekly Cancel Contagion segment. And we want to start with the state of New York here. We're learning school districts in the Empire State now requiring high school seniors to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test in order to attend prom and graduation as well. Keith, that doesn't sound like much of an option at this point.
No, that sounds like an edict. Vaccinate or you won't be a graduate, or you can't come to the ceremony, and you can't celebrate as though you're a regular person who's graduating. Makes no sense. After all, if you've been vaccinated, presumably you're safe from COVID. At least we don't know of people dropping off like flies after being vaccinated. So this isn't a school district, by the way, saying, hey, listen, you got to wear a mask if you haven't been vaccinated. That would be questionable enough. But they're insisting that in order to participate as a citizen, in order to come to school as a member of the community, that you must be vaccinated. Where does it end? You're being canceled for not being vaccinated.
And someone also sent you from this segment here that a Jewish temple in Georgia requiring congregants to be vaccinated to even attend service, allegedly beginning this Friday. Tell me more about that.
Can you imagine? It's part of their policy now. If you'd like to come to services for the Sabbath or even high holiday services, they say, then you need to be vaccinated. Not enough to social distance, not enough to wear a mask. You have to be vaccinated. Listen, vaccination was never meant as a litmus test to participate as a congregant or a student. It was meant to protect people who chose to be vaccinated because that was the form of protection that they wanted. How people can say, yes, I'm going to be vaccinated, but I don't really believe it because I need my brother here to be vaccinated too for this to have any merit, even if he's willing to wear a mask, that makes no sense. So it's cancel contagion that's taking over the COVID contagion.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see more and more of similar stories regarding these vaccines and maybe proof of vaccination as well. Want to switch gears, talk to you about this story making news. A Space Force commander reportedly relieved after denouncing critical race theory, Marxist ideas in the military. He said it on a recent podcast. Now service members, they're questioned about potentially engaging in partisan political activity. Your thoughts on this story and how it's really unfolded?
Well, we're supposed to be allowed to speak our minds. There's something called the First Amendment in this country, and it isn't canceled just because you join the military. Military members are allowed to speak their minds as long as they don't say they're speaking for the Space Force, and as long as what they're saying isn't in any way an impediment to defending this nation. Here's somebody who is widely regarded. No one ever questioned his competency as a Space Force commander. Nobody ever questioned his competency in the Air Force prior to that. What they're questioning is, well, what does it mean that you don't like critical race theory? This doesn't sound like America. And so we've got to stop cancel contagion before we're all infected. If it can infect a Space Force commander, believe me, it can infect you.
Yeah, Keith, a lot of people are interested in these types of stories, and maybe they're experiencing one in their local town. Really quickly, how can they get a hold of you to submit maybe their story?
It's as easy as this. Cancelcontagion.com we have a portal. You can put in your story. I'll actually contact you, and we'll find out what's going on and whether something has infected your community or the group of which you're a part, because somehow we've got to put this virus under the microscope and find out where it's headed next.
All right, Dr. Keith Ablow joining us live for Cancel Contagion. Good to see you, Keith. Thanks so much.